lovely audience. When people start complaining about having their high heating and cooling bills, they blame their company for making it so expensive. The reasons that companies can make the price so high to heat and cool people's homes is because of right now there is no logical other choice. Some people may argue that there is a second option with solar heating and cooling, but I am here to show you why solar heating and cooling is not a practical option. I will touch base on how it costs a lot to install, when it can be used, and how it works. The first downside of solar heating and cooling may not affect most people, but to some it could be a major problem. Solar heating and cooling panels are not the most attractive objects to have on the roof of your home. I've heard people bicker about a few plants that look off color in the front yard, let alone a giant solar panel slapped on the roof. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. Since solar panels have to be angled correctly to catch the most sunlight and are on the roof of people's homes, many birds like to land on them as well, which they obviously become dirty from. One of my buddies has a house out in Colorado that has a solar panel on it. It's not a very big, it's more of a cabin, but the solar panel provides energy for the entire house, but was very expensive to install. The reason he has it is because there are no power lines up where the cabin is, so they were forced to have the more expensive option of the solar heating and cooling. According to Energy Ant, when the birds land on them, they go to the bathroom also. Because of this, homeowners have to climb up to the roof of their homes and clean it off themselves, or else the panel will not be able to obtain all the sunlight it can. When people who just use a normal heating and cooling unit that is along their homes and make a lot of noise and is usually hot, birds and animals will not be attracted to sit on them, let alone go to the bathroom on them. The second reason why solar heating and cooling is not a practical solution to switch to from electrical heating and cooling is because it only works certain times of the day. With it only working when it is sunny out, it limits the places in the country you can't even use it. If you live in an area that has lots of trees or that has a lot of rain, the solar panels will not be able to use the sun's energy to heat and cool your home. With it only according to Earth 9/11, solar panels are not 24 hours, and that means if your panels do not have enough energy while the sunlight is out, people will have to have an alternative source of energy to heat and cool their homes, aka electrical heating and cooling. With that being the case, not only will you have to pay for the solar panels, but you also have to pay for the electrical and for those other bills as well. That brings me to my third point. While solar heating and cooling is not a practical solution to heating people's homes, is the price it costs to install. According to the owner of Heatwave Solar, the average installation costs of one solar heating panel can range anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000, and that is only for one. If it is a larger home, it could need 2, 3, or 4 solar heating panels to heat and cool the entire house. Now that means people could be spending up to $16,000 if they needed 4 panels for their house. I have some photos of some examples of solar panels on buildings. That's the George Washington building. That's 5 solar panels, so you can see and this is a 5,000 square foot house in my old neighborhood that I lived in, which the person said that it costs over $20,000 just to install those 3. And here's an example of just one, for a smaller unit. While according to Northern Tool and Equipment, an average can cost around $700, as you can see, $16,000 or $700 is much more practical to most people. In conclusion, solar heating and cooling is not the option to get away from the rising prices of electrical, gas, and heating bills. Whatever it's from how it looks to how it only works half of the day, or because it is way more expensive, for now, the more practical way for people to heat their homes is gas or electric heating. Thank you.
it.